little dragon in the background. You okay, baby? If you want to know how I add interest to my usually quite muted paintings, then keep watching. Hi there, I'm Janine. I'm an artist and I share my creative journey on this channel. I'm working on a new series and you might have seen my last video where I paint the first layers. I want the paintings of this series to be quite bright and light overall and muted in colour, but it'd be pretty boring if the whole painting was like that. To add interest to that, I usually start with the opposite of what I want to achieve. So in this case, where I want quite calm paintings, I want to add a lot more energetic marks and bright colours that can then shine through the layers that I put on top that will be a lot calmer. Because I work with a lot of layers on my paintings, you will only see little bits of those energetic marks and bright colours at the end. If you watched my last video where I painted the first layers on these panels, you'll have seen that I used my pre-mixed colours mainly. Tubs like this, where I made a colour palette and then pre-mixed the colours. These were the colours that I mixed from. And I've used a little bit of those, but looking at these at the moment, I want to introduce more colour. Overall, at the end, I want them to be quite light and muted, but I like starting with much brighter colours because that will shine through the layers and you'll just see glimpses of those bright spots at the end. A little bit like here, where you can see the yellow coming through. So I want to add a lot more colour at this stage, and then more muted layers will go on top of that. First I'm just going to put a little bit of each colour on my palette. Something I don't have on here, which, well, I have a little bit, but let's do some of this yellow oxide. And I'm just plain really, I don't have a particular plan, I'm just adding colour where I feel like it, where it feels right. You won't see a lot of what's happening in these early layers at the end anyway, so you might as well have fun. And then a lot of interesting things will happen if you don't think about it too much. And I'll add a little bit of pink and mix it in here. So that will also create some other colours. I'm going to use a different brush, maybe this palette knife, to create some other marks. This I couldn't have planned, but I really like what happened here, where the yellow was underneath and I scraped the pink over and the yellow resisted the pink a little bit. I'm basically just trying to add lots and lots of colour that I can then layer on top of. But it's good that I already have a base with the colours that I'm actually going to use. Also try and mix a little bit of other colours in, just to get a bit of variation in the colours. It's not all really bright. Here I had a little bit of, I think that was Neocolor crayon, which is water soluble, and then went over with a wet paint, very diluted with water, and then the paint was bluish, so it caught the blue on the Neocolor, which looks really lovely. And then I sprayed some fixative on top, so it shouldn't really smudge very much now if I put wet medium on it. Let's start with this blue, which you probably won't see very much. It looks very bright now, but once it dries, it'll get quite transparent, because ultramarine is quite a transparent colour. Like here, this again, I didn't know that was going to happen, where the palette knife kind of catches a little bit and it creates this really interesting ribbed texture. I haven't used this tool a lot. It's a Colour Shaper, it's called. Cup Chisel by Royal Sovereign Limited, UK. But I used it once or twice and really enjoyed it. So I don't know why I'm not using it more. Like, it really scrapes away well. And then you can, yeah, kind of scrape it back on, but not very well. It's interesting though, I enjoy it. And if you find something you enjoy, then you should really make more of that. I started using those little dots. They will appear in quite a lot of my pieces. Again, I'm using dry brushing and transparent glazes. I've used quite a lot of the same techniques throughout all the boards. I did really enjoy using this palette knife. I haven't used that a lot before. Here, where I'm using the brush, you can see that the texture is coming through a lot. Here I'm using the dots again, and I'm scratching through. And then I like to layer on some more opaque paint, which is basically just thicker paint. Here I'm scraping quite a lot when I apply the paint with my spatula, so that makes it look more transparent. I really like the contrast between the more transparent layers and the more opaque paint, so I play with that a lot. It's good to use a variety of different brushes, different tools, because that gives you a lot of different marks, which makes the painting look a lot more interesting at the end. I did use a lot of pure colours, but because I'm using glazes and blend colours together, that also creates mixed colours. I like the stripes that the spatula made here. I didn't know it was going to do that. And the yellow mixes with the magenta nicely because the magenta is still wet. This is almost like grey, which is contrasting all the bright colours really nicely. I did use the spatula a lot to make transparent layers. And I'm blending again. I did really enjoy the marks that this little scraper made because it scrapes the paint away really well and you can see the layers underneath. It was all very transparent, so I'm adding more opaque paint again. This one looks dry already. What I would like to do next is add some different media. And I'm thinking of soft pastels. To do that, if I just, let me show you actually. If I just added pastel to this, it wouldn't It's not that bad, but it goes on easier if I first add a layer of pastel ground. It's by Golden, and I'm not sure I've seen it from any other brands, but Golden definitely do it, obviously. It's a kind of grainy texture. I'll probably add it on slightly diluted with water, so it's not too thick. And it dries pretty much transparent, and it just adds like a texture like very fine sandpaper, which makes the pastels stick to the ground a lot better. So I'm going to do that, probably on all of them, because it doesn't really affect the paint very much otherwise. It might dull down the colours a little bit, but I'm fine with that. I can always add more colour to it. And then we're going to start using some pastels. A lot of the time when I put down the pastel, I like to smudge it with my finger, which makes this really nice soft effect. But because the surface is quite rough, it actually did hurt my finger quite a bit in the end. And I'm experimenting with different shapes. You can see these like organic, eggy shapes. I like the variety of blues that started to appear here because I added this lighter blue. The really bright colours I'm using here and any light colours of the soft pastel will probably dull down quite a bit once I apply the fixative. They usually end up quite a bit darker than what you can see here. I'm adding a little bit of more vibrant red, which isn't really in my colour palette, but I thought it would look really great here and adds another pop. In this one, I've added a few more of these curved lines as well. Here also, this green isn't really part of my colour palette, but I just wanted to add something different to this one. I really like how all the colours are blending together here, and you can only see a little bit of that original greyish green paint underneath. I don't usually use a lot of bright colours in my later layers, so I did have a lot of fun playing with these bright colours. What I like about this piece as well is how there is just the dark areas on the edge. It gives it a nice moodiness combined with the bright colours. I'm experimenting with a few different marks here. So these horizontal lines I haven't really used in any of the others yet. I'm adding that red again. I thought that would contrast the pink really nicely. It clashes a little bit, so I like this dissonance. Just adding a bit of variety into those light areas, but as I said earlier, the light soft pastels usually dull down and darken a bit once I add the fixative, so you might not really see that. Here I'm trying to add these scribbly marks, which I don't think I had on any of the others. I just constantly try and do something slightly different to get more variety in the series. The red soft pastel here again added something different. You can see where I'm adding the more greyish tones. It really makes the brighter colours pop because they're in contrast with the more muted grey. I do try and be consistent with the colours of the soft pastels that I use. Even though they're not necessarily part of my colour palette at the moment, I do use them across a lot of different panels. And on each panel, when I use a colour, I try and put it in a few places. Here I'm using more swirly marks, which are quite different to the other marks I've done. And most of the marks I am smudging, but some of the lines I'm leaving just as a contrast to the smudged marks. This one is quite different from the others. I think part of that might be that strawberry ice cream colour in the background, which I don't have it on any of the other panels. This one was one of my favourites. I like the marks in the background, the little scraped dots, and then I do like how all the colours are working together on top of that very dull pink background. I think this one also has the best composition at the moment, with the dark area in the top right and that longer dark blue on the left. These pastels are really just to add visual texture, so I'm not making big shapes with them, I'm just adding smaller marks than I would with my paint.
Thank you so much for watching. You can probably see that I've already got quite a few layers, but I'll probably add a lot more. It's quite a lengthy process till the end of the final pieces. If you haven't seen the previous video I made where I painted the first layers of this series, then you can watch it by clicking up here. If you found this video helpful, please like it and consider subscribing if you want to see how I continue with my series. Thanks and bye bye!